Hi, I'm Brendan Halloran. I'm a comedic actor, and for people watching this, I'm probably best known as playing a character named Darby on a show called Space Janitors here on Geek and Sundry. I got into comedy. I went to a university for film, and then I was like, I don't like this. So I took an acting class, a very serious acting class. The professor wore a black beret. She had black lipstick, I'm not lying, black lipstick, and wore all black all the time, and we would just stretch. We would stretch for a long time. She would assign us like scene work to do, and then I remember I had to go in for like a mid-year assessment, and she was very frank with me, and she sat me down and she said, "You're very self-indulgent. You do a lot of things just because you think they're funny," and they are, but, and then she rambled on to something else with her but, and I just stopped at "you are," and I was like, great, I'm funny, I'll just do comedy. So I got involved with comedy there. Then I moved to Toronto, where there's a very big comedy scene, and started doing live stuff there, and it's taken us to the world and beyond. Yeah, I would definitely consider myself a gamer. I have an Xbox and I like playing certain games, but board games are actually what I've found myself getting back into more as I get older too. I find myself really drawn to that. I like it when like people have to like get angry and like when feelings are hurt and when tears are shed and then when it's sad for people, because you're like, wow, I thought that guy was my friend, but he actually kind of screwed me. I don't know how I feel about him in real life now. Myself and Andy went to high school together. I joined a sketch troupe that he was in called the Polecats, and then we went to another sketch troupe, a bigger one, called the Sketchersons, which are very big in Toronto. He's kind of the guy who got me into getting back into board games and more complicated board games. So we would have a running joke of just like, what's the most complicated board game we could go find? Because really, we just want to absorb ourselves in rules. We play Twilight Imperium, which is complicated. It's not complicated in that the rules are like, I can't understand these. It's just in that there's 4 million rules for every second of the game. So you have to constantly be looking at 2 different books and being like, I think so. Okay, so I go here, and then because I get to do that, then you get to do this. And so when and all that kind of stuff. Arkham Horror is pretty complicated in that, yeah, Arkham Horror is really complicated actually, now that I'm thinking about it. We play it not super often, but when we do, you always have to consult the rules on that. And the third one, Sorry. Very complicated game. Can't wrap my head around it. People can follow me on Twitter at Brendo Halloran, which makes people think that my name is spelt like Brendon, which isn't the case, so it's not the most clever Twitter handle I think you could possibly come up with. Also, to keep watching our show Space Janitors, which exists on Geek and Sundry, and there's 2 seasons of it, so go watch that, because we put a lot of work into that show for sure. Gaming is the best way to hang out with your friends. Hello, user of the internet. If you are a fan of what you've been seeing on the internet, specifically the Geek and Sundry channel, please subscribe, because it feels good. It feels good to say, hey, I stand for something, I stand behind it, I am present, stand forward and be counted. People died so you could have this subscription vote, so use it. You don't know the suffering that has happened in the world to get you the right to say, I demand more. So please subscribe, thank you.